Mike Tyson. The name alone evokes a torrent of emotions: awe, fear, pity, even disgust. Few figures in sports history have captivated the public imagination like this boxing icon. From his meteoric rise to his dramatic fall from grace, Tyson's life has been a whirlwind of triumph and tragedy. He was the ferocious knockout artist, the youngest heavyweight champion, a global icon. Yet he was also a convicted criminal, a man who battled inner demons as fiercely as he did opponents in the ring. Tyson's story is one of stark contrasts. He was the embodiment of raw power and aggression, yet capable of surprising vulnerability. His life story is a potent reminder that greatness often walks hand in hand with vulnerability. It's a story that transcends the world of boxing, offering a glimpse into the complexities of fame, the allure of power, and the enduring power of redemption. It's a story that compels us to confront our own fascination with violence and our capacity for both adulation and condemnation. Tyson's story, though unique in its particulars, speaks to universal human experiences. His is a story of ambition and the seductive nature of success. It reminds us that talent, without discipline and self-awareness, can be a double-edged sword. Above all, Tyson's life underscores the possibility of redemption, however improbable it may seem. His journey from the pinnacle of athletic achievement to the depths of personal despair, and his subsequent efforts at rehabilitation, offer a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Mike Tyson's story begins not in the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas, but in the gritty streets of Brooklyn, New York. Born in Brownsville, one of the city's toughest neighborhoods, Tyson's childhood was marked by poverty and violence. He never knew his biological father, and his mother, overwhelmed by the challenges of raising a family in such a harsh environment, died when Tyson was only 16. A young Tyson found himself drifting into a life of petty crime, his size and strength making him a target for bullies and a valuable asset to local gangs. By the age of 13, he had been arrested 38 times. It seemed inevitable that Tyson would end up another tragic statistic of his environment. Yet, fate, in the form of boxing, had other plans. Sent to a reform school in upstate New York, Tyson's life took an unexpected turn. It was there that he discovered his passion for boxing. Bob Stewart, a counselor at the school and former boxer, recognized Tyson's raw talent and took him under his wing. Stewart introduced Tyson to legendary trainer Cus D'Amato, a man who would change Tyson's life forever. Cus D'Amato was more than just a boxing trainer. He was a mentor, a father figure, and a disciplinarian who saw in Tyson a raw talent that could be honed into something truly special. D'Amato took the troubled teenager into his home. He instilled in him a strict training regimen and a unique boxing philosophy that emphasized speed, aggression, and intimidation. D'Amato preached the importance of mental strength, instilling in Tyson an unwavering self-belief that bordered on invincibility. Under D'Amato's guidance, Tyson flourished. His natural athleticism, coupled with D'Amato's training, transformed him into a formidable fighter. Tyson quickly rose through the amateur ranks, winning 2 junior Olympic titles and amassing an impressive record. D'Amato, however, did not live to see his protege reach the pinnacle of the sport. He passed away in 1985, leaving a void in Tyson's life just as his professional career was taking off. Despite the loss of his mentor, Tyson continued his relentless march towards boxing glory. He turned professional at the age of 18, and his ascent was meteoric. With his signature black trunks, no socks, and ferocious fighting style, Tyson became an instant sensation. He demolished opponents with a combination of speed, power, and an aura of invincibility that left many fighters beaten before they even stepped into the ring. In 1986, at the age of 20, Mike Tyson achieved what many thought was impossible. He knocked out Trevor Berbick in the second round to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The boxing world was in awe. Here was a fighter unlike any other, a force of nature who seemed destined to rule the division for years to come. Tyson unified the heavyweight titles, defeating James Smith and Tony Tucker in quick succession. He was the undisputed champion of the world, his face plastered on magazine covers, his fights generating record pay-per-view buys. Fame and fortune came quickly, but they also brought with them a new set of challenges. Tyson, the boy from Brownsville who had always craved love and acceptance, now found himself surrounded by hangers-on, yes-men, and opportunists. The discipline and focus that had characterized his early years began to waver. There were whispers of excessive partying, questionable business dealings, and a growing sense of invincibility that would prove to be his undoing. The cracks in Tyson's carefully constructed persona began to show. Beyond the ring, Tyson's struggles with fame. Mike Tyson's life outside the ring became as tumultuous as his fights. His personal life, often played out in the public eye, was a whirlwind of failed relationships, legal troubles, and self-destructive behavior. The discipline instilled by Custamato seemed to fade with each passing victory, replaced by a reckless abandon fueled by fame and fortune. His marriage to actress Robin Givens was short-lived and marred by public scandal. Tyson's emotional volatility and increasingly erratic behavior painted a picture of a man struggling to cope with the pressures of his own making. The once intimidating champion was now seen as vulnerable, his aura of invincibility shattered. Tyson's decline culminated in a shocking upset in 1990. James "Buster" Douglas, a 42-1 underdog, knocked Tyson out in the 10th round, handing him his first professional defeat. The boxing world was stunned. The seemingly invincible Iron Mike had been exposed. His defeat to Douglas was more than just a loss in the ring, it was a turning point in his life, marking the beginning of a downward spiral that would see him lose his way both personally and professionally. The fall from grace, controversies, and legal battles. The years following his loss to Douglas were turbulent for Mike Tyson. There were glimpses of the old Tyson, the ferocious fighter who had once dominated the heavyweight division. He won his next 4 fights, setting up a showdown with Evander Holyfield, a fight billed as the Battle of the Ages. That fight never happened as Tyson was convicted of rape in 1992 and sentenced to 6 years in prison. The rape conviction was the most serious in a string of legal troubles that plagued Tyson throughout the early 1990s. His public image, already tarnished by allegations of domestic abuse and erratic behavior, was in tatters. The boxing icon had become a pariah, his name synonymous with violence and controversy. Tyson served 3 years of his sentence before being released in 1995. He returned to the ring, but he was a shadow of his former self. He won a few fights, even reclaiming a portion of the heavyweight title, but his heart didn't seem to be in it. Redemption and reinvention. Finding peace outside the ring. After retiring from boxing in 2005, Mike Tyson embarked on a journey of self-reflection and reinvention. He publicly acknowledged his past mistakes, expressing remorse for his actions and the people he had hurt. Tyson's efforts at redemption were not always smooth. He battled addiction and financial troubles, a stark reminder of the lasting impact of his tumultuous past. However, amidst these struggles, a new side of Tyson emerged. He embraced his role as an elder statesman of boxing, offering insightful commentary and mentoring young fighters. He starred in a successful one-man show on Broadway and in Las Vegas, baring his soul to audiences and revealing a self-deprecating humor that few knew existed. Tyson's post-boxing career was as unpredictable as his time in the ring. He launched a successful cannabis company, became a vegan, and even starred in a series of popular commercials, often playing a comedic version of himself. His unlikely transformation from feared fighter to pop culture icon was as unexpected as it was endearing. Mike Tyson's influence extends far beyond the boxing ring. He became a global icon, his image transcending sport and permeating popular culture. His likeness has appeared in countless films, video games, and music videos. He became a sought-after guest on talk shows and documentaries, his candid interviews offering a glimpse into the complex man behind the public persona. Tyson's impact on boxing is undeniable. His aggressive style and knockout power revived a heavyweight division that had become stale and predictable. He became one of the biggest pay-per-view draws in history, his fights generating hundreds of millions of dollars. Tyson's influence is also evident in the way boxing is marketed today. The emphasis on knockout power, the carefully crafted pre-fight hype, and the larger-than-life personas of many modern fighters all owe a debt to Tyson's legacy. He ushered in an era where boxing became more than just a sport. It was entertainment, a spectacle that captivated audiences worldwide. Mike Tyson's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He is both celebrated and condemned, often in the same breath. His boxing achievements are undeniable. He was one of the most feared fighters of all time, a knockout artist whose speed and power were unmatched in his prime. However, his legacy is forever intertwined with the controversies that plagued his career and personal life. His conviction for rape, his violent outbursts, and his often erratic behavior continue to overshadow his accomplishments in the eyes of many. Tyson's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of fame, the corrupting influence of power, and the importance of seeking help for personal demons. Yet it is also a story of redemption, of a man who has acknowledged his mistakes and sought to make amends for his past. Tyson's willingness to confront his demons, to show vulnerability and remorse, has earned him a measure of respect and admiration from those who once condemned him. Mike Tyson's story continues to fascinate us. He remains a popular figure, his life story the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and even a Hollywood biopic. What is it about Tyson that continues to capture our attention? Perhaps it is the sheer improbability of his journey. From the mean streets of Brooklyn to the heights of boxing glory, Tyson's life has been a series of improbable twists and turns. Or maybe it is the raw emotion he displayed both in and out of the ring. Tyson was never afraid to show his vulnerability, his anger, his pain. He was a complex and contradictory figure capable of great violence and surprising tenderness. Above all, Tyson's story is one of resilience. He has endured poverty, abuse, imprisonment, and public humiliation, yet he has emerged from these trials with a sense of humor and a willingness to confront his past. His life is a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within us all, the capacity for growth and change even in the face of adversity. Mike Tyson remains a paradox, a man of contradictions who defies easy categorization. He is both a convicted criminal and a beloved entertainer, a fearsome fighter and a vulnerable soul. His story is a reminder that human beings are complex creatures, capable of both great and terrible things. Tyson's impact on boxing is undeniable. He was one of the most exciting and polarizing figures in the history of the sport, a fighter who captivated audiences and left an indelible mark on the heavyweight division. His influence can still be felt today in the way boxing is marketed and the larger-than-life personas of many modern fighters. In the end, Mike Tyson's story is a uniquely American tale, one that speaks to our fascination with fame, our celebration of second chances, and our enduring belief in the possibility of redemption. It is a story that will continue to be told, debated, and analyzed for generations to come.